Hey guys, so this is just a short video I thought I would make. Just spent the last 4 hours and a bit meal prepping. So this is my third or fourth week into doing this meal plan. I specifically sat down and got my macros sorted and devised a plan where it would benefit me, help me gain at least zero point 0.5 kilos every week. And so far I've gained like about 2 kilos, so it's actually going pretty good. 4 days at the gym doing like heavy workouts. Doing back, then chest, and then legs, and then arms. I'm gonna change that up soon and do 2 training sessions for each body part during the week, so it'll probably amount to like 6 sessions, and just drop arms and just focus on the back, chest, and legs. And yeah, so I'm getting on top of that. I'm just gonna show you what I've done. This is what I've put together just to give you some idea if you're trying to put on weight or if you're trying to eat healthier. I've cut a lot of refined sugar and a lot of, I guess, just meaningless carbs out of my life. There's still stuff that I've got to cut out, and there's foods that I need to improve on, but for the most part, compared to how my diet was, it's like night and day. It's changed a lot, and I feel a lot happier and healthier. So yeah, I just thought I would show you what I've done, and my whiteboard setup, which has all my fitness goals and nutritional goals on it, and my meal plan. So this is my fitness and nutrition goals. So stick to meal plan every day, 1 cheat meal per week, so like fast food. I've been having that once a week. I'm going to cut that out because I've done the calculations, and having fast food at a rate of $16 once per week adds up to like over $800. So that's a lot of money that I could be saving. So I'm thinking of just getting, some potato and other things that are, not as healthy, I guess, but still bought from the shop. And just putting that together for a meal. So that would probably save like 70% of what I would spend on fast food. So that's something I'm going to incorporate soon. I've started doing this, so I'm having cold showers every morning now. I've just started doing that this week, and it's really good, and I feel so much more energized in the morning, and at night I'll do it as well, and my resilience levels are building up heaps from doing it. Like, I'm flinching less, I'm getting better at controlling my breathing in the shower. Like, I can actually focus more on my breathing, and it actually makes my muscles stand out more from doing it, because that initial shock to the body. And yeah, overall it's just really beneficial. Like, cold showers in general are just really beneficial. That's why a lot of athletes have like ice baths and that, and cold showers, because it does help with muscle recovery and just overall gives you a pretty good boost. So yeah, so I got this 3 sets of 10 push-ups every morning, 3 sets of crunches every morning, got to get those abs, and 3 sets of 10 dumbbell curls every morning. So I've started doing that this week, and yeah, I feel a lot more good in myself. I feel a lot better in myself, and I feel more energized. So I've started doing that, and it's helped improve a couple of things at the gym. Like, I noticed I was able to lift more when I was doing bench press with the dumbbells at the gym this week, and I hit a PB with my squats, and I feel like just doing these small things in the morning is actually making me feel more prepared and better for the day. So yeah, it just doesn't seem like a lot, but it actually does help. So this is my meal plan so far. So we've got say 3,700 calories almost, 200 grams of protein, 490 grams of carbs, and then 100 grams of fat. So I divided it, say 25% protein for the body, 20% protein for the body, 25% fats for the body, and about 55% carbs for the body. So that's how you roughly want it when you're looking at macros. And I spent a lot of time just sitting down and getting the best possible solution for that. So, and I wanted to get over 3,500 calories in just so when I'm working out, I'll probably burn more than 200 calories. So I'll eat more, so when I burn those calories off, I'll be able to keep most of it, you know. Whereas if I was having like 3,000 calories, I'd only have like 2,700 calories left, you know, because I'm burning it off, or probably even less than that. So it's good to have a surplus, just so when you are burning those excess calories off, you've still got, you know, heaps left in the body if you're trying to gain weight in my situation. So that's sort of what I got. So breakfast, which is here, we've got banana, a full banana, 100 grams of oats. This is high protein bread, so this is like 24 grams of protein, which is fucking crazy. You can get that from Aldi. It's like $5 for a loaf of like 12 or 14 slices, I think. So yeah, I got Wheat Bix, and then I add this. So I've switched over to almond milk. You get 10 grams of protein and like 0.6 grams of sugar. So no sugar spike there. So it tastes different, but man, it's a lot healthier for you. So yeah, so from breakfast I get about 42 grams of protein, 29 fat, and then 138 grams of carbs. So snacks, I didn't get blueberries this week, just because they weren't on special. They were a bit expensive, but it didn't really make that much of a difference. I just wanted to put a little bit of extra fruit in my diet, but 2 fruit is sufficient. If you can have at least 2 fruit a day, well, I've got apple and I've got banana. So if you can have 2 fruit, then that's good. So I've got an apple, I've got mass gainer, protein shake. So this is like 550 calories by itself. Get quite a bit of protein in that. I think it's like a little bit more of this. You get like 35 grams of protein, which is pretty good. I've also got creatine. So that helps keep the muscle mass when you're breaking down the muscle. You add the protein to, I guess, build it. I don't really understand all the science and that behind it, but the creatine helps with, I guess, I want to say it helps with keeping that muscle as well. I don't really understand what creatine does specifically, but I know it helps with the muscle recovery process. So once you break down that muscle, it helps keep it when you've been putting those gains on at the gym. So it's definitely worth it. And the only thing with creatine is you've got to have it every day for it to be sufficient. So yeah, I've got rice cakes, protein bar, almonds, crackers, apple, and that's my snacks. That's quite a bit there. Then I've got my dinner. So this is scrambled eggs. I've got penne pasta, vegetable sauce, like a chunky vegetable bolognese sauce, and you can't really see I got mince under there as well. And I was going to get parmesan, but I completely forgot about it. So I usually have parmesan cheese on there. And yeah, so that's 932 calories, 58 grams of protein. So I get the most protein from this meal. 35 grams of fat and 99 grams of carbs. And the lunch, actually get the lowest amount of calories on that, which I'm going to look further into that, try and see if I can get those numbers a bit up. But I get quite a bit of protein from that, 46 grams of protein, 6 grams of fat, which is pretty low, and then 100 grams of carbs. So I actually switched over from rump steak to chicken breast because there was a lot less fat in chicken, and you actually get more protein. And white meat is actually better for you. So I've only limited my amount of red meat to once per day, which is the beef mince that I have for dinner. So I've switched that down to chicken, and you know, if you cook it right and you put a bit of seasoning with it, actually tastes even better than steak, in my opinion. So yeah, so for lunch we've got quite a bit of a dish here. We've got peas. Peas have a lot of protein, actually the highest protein vegetable that you can have. Got lentils, white rice, which I know is the most unhealthy rice. So I'm going to switch over to brown rice soon. But I've got about 3 kilo bags of white rice, so I have to go through that first. I've got chicken, barbecue sauce, and was there anything else? Oh, and salad leaf mix as well. And yeah, a good thing about lentils is they're good for iron as well. If you're low on iron, spinach and lentils are really good for that. So yeah, so yeah, that's about it. That's about it actually. Yeah. And did I say these were oats? Yeah, I think I said they were oats. So you can get a bag of oats for like $2 at Aldi. Like it's pretty cheap. Might even be less than that. But yeah, it's really cheap. Like I went to Aldi and doing my meal plan, I was surprised. I only spent like $70 for a week's worth of groceries and I'm getting like 3,700 calories. So that's pretty good if you know how to work your money, work your eating, and you can eat just as many calories as, say, if you were spending $150 by spending $70 if you work it out and do the math right. You just got to make some decisions. Like I know I said, I've got some decisions I want to make regarding, useless carbs. Like this is processed, that's processed. Sort of iffy on the protein bar, but they're like the only two processed things. And I know white rice is processed quite a bit. Brown rice is processed a lot less, so I'm going to switch over to brown rice. But yeah, I'm getting those processed things out of my diet probably pretty soon. So just by doing the meal prep, I've noticed certain things, and doing research, I've noticed certain things and talking to people that I can cut out. And so I'm probably going to replace this with like carrots and celery just to get some more vegetable intake, even though I've got, quite a bit. But yeah, that's pretty much my meal plan, my meal prep. Some things I would also recommend if you're trying to get in a better head state, or if you're trying to make some positive changes, get whiteboards. Now I know a lot of influencers and people online say like, oh yeah, you should get a whiteboard, but if you actually use them and you're specific with the date, you put a date, oh I must read to page 100 of specific book. And reading is another thing too. If you read, you're detaching yourself from technology. Like if you actually read a real book, I'm not talking like Audible or any of that shit or Kindle. Pick up a real book and it helps with your focus, and honestly, like it brings you into the real world more. It's like a form of meditation almost, because you're focusing on this one thing and you're sort of detaching yourself from your thoughts, and you're getting sucked into this book and you're only thinking about the book. You're not thinking about yourself, if that makes any sense. And that's how I feel when I read a book. So if you're specific with the whiteboard, put down specific dates, like I will go to gym on Tuesday, I will go to gym on Thursday, this is what I will do. Hold yourself accountable. No one else is going to twist your arm. You got to make yourself accountable for fucking everything in life. That's something I've learned. So if you do that and be real specific with the whiteboards, they will work. Go to bed at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock. Get at least 8 hours sleep. Get up earlier. I'm getting up at like 5:30 every morning now. I know a lot of people get up way earlier than that, but I'm getting up at 5:30 so I can get my food in, do my exercises in the morning, and just start the day out feeling really fresh and good, and have a shower. So get up earlier, go to bed earlier if you can. I know people who work night shifts and that might not be able to, but if you can get those 8 hours in, at least 7 to 8 hours, you'll feel a lot more refreshed. So do that. Drink at least 2 liters of water a day. Cut back on caffeine if you're a heavy coffee drinker. It's one of my vices. It's probably the only vice I really have left, apart from technology, that I really have to cut down on. And yeah, I feel less jittery when I have less caffeine, so I do feel a bit angrier, but that's the withdrawals, and I've got to get through that. So I've switched to decaf, so I'm switching it up a bit. But yeah, that's one of the things you can do. And also, this might sound lame or shit. I know for blokes we don't really like doing this, but if you can write your goals and like short-term goals. Same with the whiteboard. Write them down in a book. If it's finance, if it's like nutrition or fitness or just stuff in general, relationships, work, whatever. You write down those specific dates and goals that you have, and you'll be able to accomplish those more often if you're specific with it. Don't just say, "Oh, I want to be in this position." That doesn't tell you anything. You got to be specific, and you got to put down the steps that you want to take to get to that position. What am I going to do? How am I going to start? You can't just be vague about it. Nothing's going to happen if you're not vague. If you're vague, so you've got to be specific with it, and that's the biggest key. Be specific with your goals. And I've found it works pretty often. So yeah, and also last thing I'll say is meditation. If you can do mindfulness meditation, download the app Smiling Mind. They do very short meditation lessons, like 3 minutes, 3 to 6 minutes. Just sit down, and even if you feel like it's not working, just keep doing it, because eventually it will click. And it's all about being free of thought, because your mind is one of the most active parts of your body. It probably is. You know, the mind controls pretty much everything. You know, without the mind, the heart wouldn't work. Without the mind, all your organs wouldn't work. So the mind is constantly going. So do yourself a favor, give your mind a rest, shut those thoughts out completely, and start doing some meditation, because it really does help put you in a state where you're not rushing, you're not spazzing out because you've got a million things going on up here. And yeah, it's honestly it's a lifesaver. So if you can do that, sit down for 3 minutes, doesn't cost a thing, and just let yourself go, just let your thoughts go. So yeah, that's all I can say on that. Yeah, it's a journey, and you're gonna make mistakes along the way. I've made quite a few, trying to get myself to where I am now. Still got a long way to go, but feeling a lot more positive, feeling a lot better on myself, and I'm really doing my best to live the life that I want and that I deserve. Because the only person that can make you happy is you. So do it for yourself. And yeah, that's pretty much it. See ya.